Let's go back to the beginning of chlorophyll and carotenoids in photosynthesis. So, what is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the process by which photosynthetic organisms sustain themselves with the energy released by the sun, by converting light energy into chemical energy. There are two major stages that help with the formation of energy. These stages are the light-dependent reaction stage, where light energy is absorbed by pigment molecules and used to synthesize ATP and NADPH, and the light-independent reaction stage, known as the Kelvin cycle, where ATP and NADPH is used to convert CO2 into carbohydrates and other organic substances. Where do chlorophylls and carotenoids fit into all of this? During light-dependent reaction, light is being absorbed by pigment molecules. These pigments reside in the chloroplast of photosynthetic cells. A chloroplast is an organelle made up of three membranes. The first two membranes are located beside each other within the chloroplast. They are called the outer layer and the inner layer. The inner layer enclosed an aqueous environment called stroma, the place in which the Kelvin cycle occurs. It is also home to the thylakoid membranes, the third membrane system of the chloroplast. Thylakoids form an interconnected disc called grana that help with the light-dependent reaction. The thylakoid itself is a site that contains the process of light absorption, as well as ATP and NADPH synthesis and electron transfer. This is where light-absorbing pigments called chlorophyll A and accessory pigments chlorophyll B and carotenoids reside. What are pigments and accessory pigments? A pigment is a substance in the plant or animal tissue that absorbs or reflects light, giving these organisms color. Using an absorption spectrum, we are able to see which wavelengths are being absorbed by pigments. Some pigments, like chlorophyll, act as an area that excites electron for the light-capturing reaction. Accessory pigments, on the other hand, are there to help pass energy to pigment molecules like chlorophyll A. Examples of accessory pigments are chlorophyll B and carotenoids. What does all of this mean? These are all processes that are in effect during the capturing of light energy. To better understand the light absorption, let's go back a few steps and see what is really going on inside the thylakoid. There are two key concepts of light and pigment molecules in the thylakoid membrane. The first one is the light energy taken from the sun is made of small light particles called photons. They are absorbed by pigment molecules and come in packets of electromagnetic radiation. With every photon absorbed, one electron is excited. Pigments use these photons to move electrons from low energy level ground state to a high energy level excited state. Secondly, for each state, the photon absorbed must contain the same energy level as the electron. This is because each state is static with its own section. The electron is unable to relocate in between the ground and excited state. It must be precise and line within the range of the states with the help of the energy provided by photons. Once the photons have received energy, one of three things may occur to the electron. 1. The electron returns to the ground state by emitting less energetic photons or through the release of thermal energy. 2. The electron returns to its ground state and the energy released is given to the neighboring pigment molecule. Or 3. The most important step in photosynthesis, the electron containing high energy is accepted by the primary electron receptor. So finally, knowing all of this, how do chlorophyll and carotenoids cooperate? There are two different types of cooperation. 1. The antenna complex. After their light absorption, chlorophyll B and carotenoids transfer their excited energy to chlorophyll A molecules. Chlorophyll A then becomes oxidized and donates its energized excited electrons to a primary electron acceptor located in the reaction center. 2. Distribution of light absorption. Different pigment molecules will absorb different wavelengths of light. For example, anthocyanin, which is found in the vacuoles of plant cells, will typically absorb blue-green wavelengths, allowing us to see the reflected more vibrant red colors in plants, such as dragon fruit and red cabbage. In our traditional green plant friends, like maple trees, chlorophyll A and B will absorb blue and red lights, reflecting the green color of these plants. Carotenoids contribute to this by assisting chlorophyll in its light absorption of blue-green light. Typically, during fall season, we are able to see the red-orangeness reflect off of the maple leaf as chlorophyll begins to break down. But prior to its breakdown, carotenoids will assist the chlorophylls by absorbing more light energy. Together, chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, and carotenoids help enhance the range of wavelengths that can be absorbed during photosynthesis, which in turn will allow the CO2 in our air to break down and be released as sugars and the O2 that we breathe.